This is Mac OS Ken.
iPhone production looks fine for now. Apple may be putting the M2 through its paces, and Apple has thoughts on Facebook's 50% commission. It is Friday, the 15th of April, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Notion. One workspace for your whole team. Learn more and get started for free at notion.com/macosken. This show is also sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. What is forgiveness? That's part of my homework this week, looking at what forgiveness is, how to forgive others, and how to forgive myself. I told you I was starting with another therapist through BetterHelp. I told you that on Monday, I think. Started the process that afternoon, and by Thursday, I'd already had my first session. Did it work? Well, it's been one session, so give me a minute. I will say, I appreciated the fact that she listened. I appreciated the questions that she asked. And I really appreciate that I have homework. Concrete steps to take rather than chasing myself around the inside of my head. You can do video, phone, live chat sessions. We did phone this week. Probably stick with that next week, but I can message her if I feel like I need to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy. If something's vexing you, could be worth a shot. Like I said before, this show is sponsored by BetterHelp, and macOS Ken listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/macosken. BETTERHELP. That is betterhelp.com/macosken. The good news. Foxconn's main iPhone factory in Zhengzhou is running full tilt. The bad news, Foxconn's main iPhone factory in Zhengzhou is just a few positive COVID tests away from going lights out. That seems to be the message from a Bloomberg piece. According to that, local authorities in Zhengzhou, where Foxconn Technology Group operates its main iPhone-making complex, ordered compulsory testing for areas that include the plant and adjacent parts of the city. The worry from the business-centric Bloomberg is that an outbreak could lead to a shutdown, which would seriously slow the Apple cash cow that is iPhone. According to the report, the mass testing exercise represents a risk because Chinese officials have been quick to lock down areas in the event of positive tests. Of course, the risk of not closing is more COVID. Sorry to be that guy, but it should be remembered, we're talking about living, breathing people who probably want to keep living and breathing. That said, Bloomberg's business brain does note that China's already shut down iPhone maker Pegatron and MacBook maker Quanta over the past few weeks, spelling more trouble for an already fragile global tech supply chain. As far as iPhone goes, if there is a disruption, most analysts think that will lead to delayed sales, not lost sales. Commenting on the possibility of iPhone disruption earlier this week, Piper Sandler analyst Harsh Kumar argued, folks who want iPhones and can't get them will wait until iPhones become available. Oh, this is one of those rumors I hate. But it's Bloomberg, and it's big, and WWDC is just around the corner. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman says developer logs indicate that Apple is testing a host of Macs running M2 processors. According to the report, the company is testing at least 9 new Macs with 4 different M2 chips, the successors to the current M1 line, with third-party apps in the App Store, according to the logs, which were corroborated by people familiar with the matter. The move is a key step in the development process, suggesting that the new machines may be nearing release in the coming months. Coming months, that's when WWDC is. Monday the 6th of June through Friday the 10th of June, in whatever orbit you happen to inhabit. Gurman's got a list of machines being tested, including M2 versions of MacBook Air, Mac Mini, MacBook Pro, and a machine that he says is a Mac Pro. He does, of course, include the usual caveat: just because it's being tested doesn't mean it'll be released. That said, you gotta figure Apple will announce something along that line at WWDC, don't ya? We'll see what happens in the next few weeks. When it came out earlier this week that Facebook will be charging close to a 50% commission for apps and such sold in its version of the metaverse, I took umbrage. Facebook has derided Apple in the past for taking commissions in the App Store of 15% to 30%, saying such high rates stifle competition and make it harder for the little guy. You can believe that. Lots of people do. But you can't then turn around and charge a rate higher than that rate about which you're complaining. I mean, you can. Just ask Facebook. It was the hypocrisy that got to me, and it seems to have gotten to Apple as well. MarketWatch got a statement out of Apple on the, let's go ahead and call it an issue, shall we? Apple spokesperson Fred Sains emailed the business site saying, Meta has repeatedly taken aim at Apple for charging developers a 30% commission for in-app purchases in the App Store and have used small businesses and creators as a scapegoat at every turn. Now, Meta seeks to charge those same creators significantly more than any platform. Meta's announcement lays bare Meta's hypocrisy. It goes to show that while they seek to use Apple's platform for free, they happily take from the creators and small businesses that use their own. Also, they're kind of destroying society. My words, not Apple's. Speaking of Facebook, earlier this week we heard estimates on how much Apple's implementation of app tracking transparency would cost the social experiment run amok from 2021 through 2022. Close to $20 billion, according to some. One assumes that's based on the number of people refusing to let apps track them, though that number might be getting smaller across the board. 9to5Mac has new numbers from mobile analytics firm Adjust. Data from the 2,000 most popular apps in the firm's database has more people being cool being tracked. In May of 2021, the piece says, opt-in rates were at around 16%. A year later, the piece says, that number has grown to 25%. Gamers are even cooler with the collection. On average, the piece says 30% of game users have allowed developers to collect their data for advertisements. Particularly popular games really rake it in, though. Some of the most popular, tracked by Adjust, have hit opt-in rates of as much as 75%. While consent rates vary widely, Adjust says it expects to see a continued upward trend as more users understand the value of opting in and receiving personalized ads, something the gaming industry has been most successful in presenting until now. If you're looking to make the switch from iPhone to Android, please let me ask, who hurt you? And will hurting yourself more really make it better? Well, you know best. Also, there is an app to help you on your way. TechCrunch says Google this week launched the Switch to Android app in Apple's App Store in a number of countries, including the U.S. As expected, the piece says the app promises to make the transition between mobile platforms easier to manage by helping users import their contacts, calendar, photos, and videos to their new Android phone. The app also instructs users how to turn off Apple's iMessage in order to get text messages on their new device, and has them connect with iCloud to migrate their photo and video library to Android. I guess turnabout is fair play. TechCrunch says Apple launched an app in the Google Play Store to help Android users move to iOS, back in 2015. More news in a moment, but first a word from Notion, one workspace for your whole team. Not all work collaboration tools are created equal. Some help you organize your company's information, others let you manage projects together. Notion does both. It is one tool for your whole team to do it all. With powerful integrations and seamless navigation, you'll have everything you need in one spot, so you can make speed your advantage without the silos and context switching that slow companies down. And this is my favorite part. Notion has a worldwide network of millions of users creating templates, tutorials, and new inspiration. They are sharing what they have learned, which should make your experience even better. Learn more and get started for free at notion.com/macOSKen. That's notion.com/macOSKen to help you take the first step toward an organized, happier team today. NOTION. That's notion.com/macOSKen. We're a week away from the Makur Docuseries, and Cult of Mac says Apple TV Plus has put out the teeny tiniest trailer for it. Called The Long Game, Bigger Than Basketball. Past reports have described the show, saying the docuseries is an intimate look at Makur's life as a student-athlete with a dream of making it to the NBA, while unexpected physical challenges and a global pandemic threaten his college career. Off the courts, The Long Game, Bigger Than Basketball, explores how his journey from fleeing war-torn South Sudan as a child and his tight-knit support system led him to go to a historically black university and, in turn, allowed him to make an impactful statement in the wake of America's cultural response to the Black Lives Matter movement. The series is 5 episodes long. All 5 hit Apple TV Plus next Friday, the 22nd of April. The trailer is 30 seconds long. You can catch that on Twitter, because why put it where people will look for it? If you're wondering why Apple is doing Friday Night Baseball, you gotta figure the answer is exposure. If you're wondering why Major League Baseball's doing it, turns out the answer is exposure. Local broadcast stations used to carry baseball. Then cable sports networks signed deals for MLB, which was fine because almost everybody had cable. In the age of cord cutting, America's pastime runs the risk of being passed by. Enter the Apple TV Plus deal. Apple Insider highlights an interview between MLB Chief Revenue Officer Noah Garden and the Los Angeles Times. Quoting that, even in local markets, Garden said, the linear bundle strategy has been under pressure, particularly with the rise of cord cutters and those who have never paid for a traditional cable or bundle subscription. And so the opportunity to have a partner such as Apple, who can distribute our product, in this case double headers on Friday nights, to a huge domestic but also international audience, is something that appealed to us, Garden said. Reviews of the first week's games were not awesome, but there's plenty of time to get it right. Apple TV Plus will be airing Friday Night Baseball games each Friday for free until the 24th of June, according to Apple Insider. Tonight's doubleheader features the Tampa Bay Rays at the Chicago White Sox, followed by the Cincinnati Reds at the LA Dodgers. Coverage of Game 1 starts at 6:25 Eastern, 3:25 Pacific. Game 2 coverage starts at 9:25 Eastern, 6:25 Pacific on Apple TV Plus. And finally today, using Apple Pay to buy stuff from Apple gives $1 to the planet or something. iDownload Blog says the Cupertino Company will be making a $1 donation to the World Wildlife Fund. Wouldn't it be funny if I just stopped right there? Oh, they're giving $1 to the World Wildlife Fund. What will the planet buy first? Anyway, iDownloadBlog says the Cupertino Company will be making a $1 donation to the World Wildlife Fund for every Apple Pay transaction made within its physical retail stores, via the online store, or in its Apple Store app. While the promotion is associated with Earth Day, there's more than one day to take advantage. The promo actually began on Thursday, the 14th of April. It runs through next Friday, the 22nd of April, which is Earth Day. When we're going to party like it's a sip Bacardi, like, yeah. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Notion, one workspace for your whole team. Learn more and get started for free at notion.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. info@macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.